Chicken dumplings, baby. That's the stuff. It's so good.
Well, hey, it's Cooter Pickleberry. Today we're going to make some chicken and dumplings outside in the Dutch oven on the induction heater. We're going to start out with 2 tablespoons of butter. There's 1. There's 2. Medium-high heat, we'll melt that down. And then we'll start with our mirepoix, which is just onions, celery, and carrots. We're going to melt those down for 4 or 5 minutes. Then we're going to start adding a bunch of other junk. It's really good. You're going to love it. Welcome aboard. So we got the butter going. We're going to throw a little bit of oil in it. The butter is for flavor. The oil is to keep the butter from burning. And you can't have too much of this stuff on a dish like dumplings. A little seasoning mix. We're going to soften these up just a little bit, then we'll throw that seasoning in. That already smells good, man. Cheers. So driving down here is a bit of a pain. Everybody from New York that gets their first Cadillac when they're 86 years old and has never driven before, or they did drive but it was back in the 40s, something like that. They start driving down here and it plugs the roads up pretty good. Then you get all the hot rodder dudes that are just trying to go fast. And makes for a lot of accidents, which just make traffic even worse. So I try to get by on a boat whenever I can. Not on weekends though, because that's when all the drunk people are on the boats. But on weekdays, if you're home and you can get around and go to the store and do whatever you want to do with a little bit of walking on a boat, that's the way to go. So I was down at my buddy's house today. Cletus, you guys, if you were here for the Thanksgiving deep fried turkey one, Cletus was the guy cutting old shrimp boat captain from New Orleans. I was at his house getting some homemade chicken stock today. We're back in the boat. So I was in the boat all day anyway because I was out doing some crabbing, and we went and pulled our stone crab traps and got all cut up because they're all barnacly now. So I brought them back to the dock to wash them. So I spent the day pressure washing and crabbing and all that stuff. And then I'm coming back from the crab trap, stop at Cletus' house to get his fresh homemade chicken stock. And there's a little spot right down yonder that looks just like the Everglades. Now, if y'all know what a skunk ape is, this is a real thing. You can look it up on the interwebs. But a skunk ape is like basically a slightly smaller and much stinkier version of a Bigfoot or a Yeti. And they live primarily down in the Everglades. But they have seen them up here. Now I just thought it was a black bear or something, but I saw one today because he stole my chicken stock. So the reason I got to use store-bought chicken stock today is because that big skunk ape stole my chicken stock. And that's a true story as far as you know. So we're pretty much done with that. We're going to throw this spice blend in. Of course, the description will have the entire recipe in it. So if you just look down below and you want to know what I use, but you can use anything. It's chicken and dumplings, man. It ain't rocket surgery, so use whatever you want. I'm just going to dump that in. And that's got Italian seasoning and some thyme and some paprika and stuff like that, and a little bit of salt. And give that a little whirl. And there's no fond to scrape up on this because, you know, the stuff I cooked so far doesn't really make it fond. I'm going to throw the chicken in. This is a rotisserie chicken. You can make your own chicken stock with a chicken and then use that chicken for it. Or you can do the cheap, I've been working hard all day and I don't feel like doing that, and just go buy a rotisserie chicken and pull it apart. So that's what we did here. So I used the entire thing, pulled into some pretty decent sized pieces because this is chicken and dumplings, not dumpling and chicken. We're gonna make plenty of dumplings with this. And then we use about 6 cups or 3 pounds of chicken stock. I like to use the low sodium variety because I think there's enough salt in everything I eat that I don't really like to do that with stock or broth. Man, that's a bite in the... So we got one of these big square boxes that's 3 pounds worth or about 6 cups. It's a lot cooler if you do this like out of a pitcher or something, and you can pretend you made it yourself. But I really do make pretty decent chicken broth. I just, you know, it keeps either getting lost in a kerfuffle or skunk ape steals it or whatever. It's that good that a skunk ape steal it. That wasn't even mine today. It was Cletus's, so I don't know. And then the last secret ingredient on this is a can of cream of chicken soup. That helps thicken it up a little bit, as well as add really a whole lot of really good flavor. And I'm all about flavor. You know, I like easy stuff that's flavorful, and this is it. This is pretty darn easy and pretty darn flavorful, so you're gonna like it. Give that a little whirligig. I'm just gonna bring this up to a boil real quick, just to get that chicken warmed up again. If you're gonna buy a rotisserie chicken and shred it, you don't want to use a knife or anything, you just want to use your fingers. The best way to do that is as soon as you get home when it's still hot. That way you can eat the skin, because this is all took all the skin off it. Give a little bit to your feral hogs that are roaming around the kitchen barking at you. And then you can also do the whole thing without any kind of utensil or knife. It just pulls right off when it's hot. As it gets cold, it coagulates a little bit. Not quite as good on that. All right, we're just going to bring that up to a boil. See you back in a couple minutes. Okay, so we're getting close to boiling on the dumpling soup portion. So now it's time to mix up the dumplings themselves. So once again, description's got the recipe for it and the ingredient list and how much the quantities and all that stuff. But basically we got salt, baking powder, and flour. And then in this cactus jack, I guess we got about probably a third of a cactus glass of milk and butter. It's 2 tablespoons of butter, about 3/4 cup of milk. And I heat them up in the microwave. So about the same temp. They've been homogenizing here for just a little bit. So dump that in there, and then just give it a stir. And hopefully those quantities are right. I didn't really measure that well. I just kind of guessed. But that's looking pretty good. So basically what we're going to get is just kind of a big ball of dough here, kind of shaggy. You know, nothing you want to write home about. It's pretty easy stuff, man. And when it gets to the point where it's clogging up the whisk, just dump the whisk out and use a spoon. That's why I like cooking outside, because when I fling stuff everywhere, the bugs just eat it and I don't have to clean it up. It's kind of nice that way. So now we got this shaggy mix going. We're just going to incorporate the rest of the flour that's clinging to the side. Make it even just a little bit more shaggy. So for those of you that have watched me before, welcome back. Thank you for sticking with me. For those who've never seen me before, sometimes we do some pretty good cooking, and sometimes we do a really easy country cooking like this. And I like them both, man. There's time for wine reduction braised beef ribs, and there's time for chicken and dumplings. It's kind of cold out there on the water right now. The water temperature in the Gulf right now is like right around 50, 52 up here. So it's chilly. And I've been kind of cold now for about 2 weeks. And it's supposed to start warming up. It's supposed to be up to 80 by Friday. So I thought to myself, I might want to have chicken and dumplings before it gets hot, because it's kind of a cold weather meal. All right, so we still got a nice boil going. I'm going to turn the heat down to medium now. Give it a little stir. Now, if that looks a little loose for chicken and dumplings, that's fine. It's going to get better as soon as we add some of these dumplings. So for the dumplings, the easiest way I know to do it is to just kind of get them in a spoon. I'm not going to pass them back and forth to make a perfect dumpling, because I don't care. I just want to eat. So we're just going to drop them in. Just try to keep them all kind of uniform size, I think, if that's important to you. But certainly having a beautiful shape doesn't matter. It's all going to be a giant pillowy cloud of chicken soaked dough here in just a minute anyway. All right, I think we're done. We're going to put the lid on. We're going to let that steam from the top down. And we're just going to sit here and watch the beautiful sunset, and we're going to go eat some good dinner.
Let's have a taste. Oh man, that is absolutely delicious. It's better than grandma's. Got a little bit of dumpling in here now. It's very hot. That's the perfect recipe for dumplings. I love it. Thanks for joining us. Come back and see us again real soon. God bless y'all. Take care.